What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. So a couple of days ago I just made a video about the VHX-D3 and about why the community should stop asking for a nerf, and I had like two main reasons for that. Reason number one was there are many weapons in the game right now that can absolutely destroy VHX at any given range. And the second reason, and the more important reason, let's say, was DICE doesn't even know how to effectively nerf aka balance a weapon. And a lot of people in the comment section of that video were going nuts saying that the VHX needs some sort of a nerf, and I don't know, they were kind of defending the idea of having a nerf for the VHX is actually a necessity. It was like crazy how people were uninformed about the situation that DICE is in right now. So a few days ago we've had news about the VHX-D3 actually getting a nerf, or let's say getting a balancing changed. But I'm just going to read the changelog, okay? And then we're going to go talk about what happened to the VHX-D3, because not only it's not a nerf, but it's actually some kind of a buff. And that's really interesting, but maybe some of the people now come to the conclusion that I had a point where I was kind of defending the idea of the VHX-D3 not needing a nerf. So some people might finally understand what I was talking about, and some people finally might understand that I kind of know DICE and how they're doing stuff. So let's just get on with the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well, because there will be news of Battlefield 2042 and the upcoming Battlefield game right here, and you can find them all in this channel. So make sure to stay tuned because more is coming your way. Okay, so here's what the Twitter post says about what's going on with this VHX-D3 balancing thing. It says, taking on board player feedback regarding the efficiency of the VHX-D3, we have now deployed a server-side change on Battlefield 2042 with some balance changes for this weapon. Please allow some time for the following changes to roll out across all available game servers today. And here is the VHX-D3 changes. Dispersion will now increase faster as more consecutive shots are fired, while also decreasing faster once firing has ceased. Burst fire is now more effective than full auto. All right, so what this thing actually tries to convey is that once you start shooting, your dispersion will start to increase in a faster rate. But once you stop firing, dispersion will also decrease in a faster rate. So all in all, it says burst firing, or let's say tap firing, is now more effective than going full auto, which is absolutely against Battlefield 2042's shooting experience, okay? But it is what it is. So that's what DICE has done. But we've got two more changes that makes it absolutely interesting to me. Hipfire starting accuracy reduced while standing. Well, that's just, I don't think that's even important. That's not even the case for the VHX-D3. The VHX-D3 had a ridiculous damage model, and that's what actually makes a lot of buzz going on around it. That's the damage model, okay? But the third change is horizontal recoil reduced by 10% to promote long-range burst firing. Now this is very interesting. If you just take a look at the changes that they've done to the VHX-D3, it's actually a freaking buff right there. And that is the exact reason why I was going against people who were kind of craving for a nerf on the VHX. Not only the VHX was not kind of a one-man army weapon. I mean, there are many weapons that can at least be as good as the VHX-D3 is. But the more important reason was because I knew what DICE will do. It was either nerfing it to a degree where the weapon is just destroyed and nobody plays it anymore, or it was something like this. Going so irrelevant with the balancing changes that it's literally not a nerf. It's actually a buff. And the people who know how to burst fire, for people who know what tap firing is, this thing is just kind of buffed, in my opinion. The horizontal recoil on this weapon was something that was kind of holding it back. It was the only downside to this weapon, in my opinion. And rightfully so, because I believe without that horizontal recoil, this weapon would be unbelievably strong. It isn't right now. And even before all the changes in day one, it wasn't so strong. But without horizontal recoil, this weapon would have been a freaking laser gun. Something that it really isn't. But decreasing that horizontal recoil by 10%, for promoting long-range burst firing, the thing you're doing is promoting burst firing at any given range. That's what this changelog actually promotes. If you start using the VHX-D3 knowing how to burst fire or knowing how to tap fire, you're you're going to have a lot easier time killing people from literally any range above 20 meters. I know it's kind of late for making this video because these changes have been implemented 3 or 4 days ago, but I'm just making this thing to let you guys know that the people who were actually going against nerfing the VHX had a point. I don't know, some of the content creators, including myself, were actually against nerfing this weapon because the last time that DICE tried to nerf it, it was so irrelevant that did nothing. That nerf literally did nothing for the majority of people. The people were speaking about how bad the damage model is and how OP this weapon is because of that damage model. And what DICE did was actually decreasing the accuracy, which has nothing to do with that. And they called it a nerf and the case was closed. Me seeing that, thinking that, well, this one was completely irrelevant. If there was going to be a second phase, what's it going to be? And when I saw the changelog, I was kind of shocked because I believed that these guys are going to nerf it to a degree where it's literally unplayable, but what they actually did was buffing the weapon. And I've seen videos about it. It's not only me thinking that it's a buff. So many people on Twitter have commented the exact same thing. There are people making YouTube videos saying exactly the same thing because it is. That is what's written here. Horizontal recoil reduced by 10%, and dispersion will now increase faster, but will decrease faster as well. Meaning that burst firing is now literally activated for the VHX-D3, and it's going to be even better for people who know how to aim. That's what it says. Now, I really want you guys to comment down below and let me know what you think about this, especially those who were commenting down on my previous post saying that I don't know anything or I'm kind of coping, things like that. Here's what you get from DICE. Okay, now we're talking. Now that DICE has changed everything for the weapon, you guys can call it a nerf. Do you really think it's a balancing change? Is that what really this changelog says? And I have to tell you guys, I wasn't surprised when I actually found out that DICE has ruined it again because I just knew that they can't handle a kind of a relative and sensible balancing change. I knew that's not going to happen. And I was getting myself ready for something as irrelevant as this is. But what's interesting is they just, I don't know, did something irrelevant again, making the weapon even stronger for some part of the players. I'm not saying the majority of the players, but for some people who actually know how to utilize a burst firing mode for a weapon, or let's say they know how to tap fire. Some people don't even know what tap firing is. So yeah, if you guys watching this video, I'm pretty sure you guys have your own perspective about what DICE is doing to the VHX-D3. Just let me know what you think about these changes, because in my opinion, this is literally a buff. So yeah, go down there, comment down below, let me know what you think. We can have a discussion down there and come to a conclusion that what the hell is DICE doing? Do you really think there will be a phase 3 of balancing for the VHX-D3? Are you guys satisfied now with the changes that we've just gone through in this video? Or you think that these changes were irrelevant and it needs a third phase of balancing, actually, because this is the second phase? Or if you guys were against nerfing it, what do you think about these changes? Don't you think it's a buff? So yeah, go down in the comment section, let me know what you think. We can have a discussion down there, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be fun. So until next time, guys, stay cool.